sponsor is Conscious Cooking for Those Who Eat to Live. Today we're going to make good old-fashioned navy bean soup, which kind of spawns from the Nation of Islam and Elijah Muhammad's book, How to Eat to Live. Pairing with the soup, we're going to make some good old-fashioned coconut cornbread. So the first thing we want to do is preheat our oven to 375, and as soon as you do that, you're going to oil your cast iron skillet with some coconut oil. Just rub it around, or you can spray it with olive oil. Iron skillet, and turn the oven on. Is you want to use a cup of cornmeal and a cup of flour. I prefer organic flour because wheat is one of those products that are mass produced with a lot of GMOs. After that, you're going to use turbinado sugar. It's raw, unprocessed, unfiltered, and I'm going to use 3/4 cup of turbinado sugar. And what you're doing is you're filling up your mixing bowl with your dry ingredients. So then there's a tablespoon of aluminum-free baking powder. I'm reaching the bottom of my barrel. Half a teaspoon of baking soda. And half a teaspoon of iodized sea salt. Next, you want to start with your wet ingredients, which is mixing up your egg replacer. So you want to use, because this is vegan, you want to use 2 eggs worth of egg replacer. That's something that you're not going to find really at conventional grocery stores. You're going to have to go to your local co-op, to local health food store or co-op to get egg replacer. You might be able to find it in a conventional grocery store in the health food section, but outside of the health food section, you're not going to find egg replacer. So you're using 3 teaspoons of the powder. In the directions on the egg replacer box will tell you 1.5 teaspoons with 2 tablespoons of water for every egg that the recipe calls for. So we're using 3 teaspoons of the powder with 1/4 cup of water, which is the equivalent of 4 tablespoons rather. We have right here in this cup, and it's stirring it up. We're going to leave that right there and then go get our milk, which is just a can of coconut milk that we're using 1 cup of. We're going to pour that in our dry ingredients. I love to do one-pot wonders and use as little dishware as I possibly can. So now that our milk is in there, you go ahead and pour the egg replacer into the bowl as well. Just scoop it right on out. And our last ingredient before mixing is organic coconut oil. You want it to be liquefied. It's gonna come in a container where it's solid. I usually just sit mine on top of the stove, since the stove is preheating, and let it melt down and to liquefy and pour it in. And now you're gonna turn your mixer on and mix all your ingredients together. Just mixing our dry and wet ingredients up before we throw it in the cast iron skillet. So the final step before baking is you want to fold in your cornbread batter into your cast iron skillet. Scrape out as much as you can out of your mixing bowl. Some Sometimes it's gummy and sticky. Because it's vegan, you don't have to worry about salmonella. You can give it to the children, lick the pan. Now we're ready to put our cornbread in the oven. It has to bake for about 25 minutes. You want to see it golden brown on top, not too dark, not too light. And then you're going to do a tester with either a knife, butter knife, or toothpick to make sure it comes out clean. 25 minutes. So our cornbread is ready. Taking it out the oven. It's a perfect golden brown, round, butter peeking, reeking. Next thing you want to do before you cut it is spread your butter on top. I like to do this because then I don't have to butter each individual piece. And it'll just seep in and seep in and seep in. And that's another thing to using the coconut oil with this recipe, is that it makes it really moist and flavorful inside of your cornbread, and you don't have to put all that butter inside. And coconut oil is a good fat. It's healthy for you. You can hear it sizzling on the side of the skillet.